The 2023 WWE Draft continues tonight on WWE Monday Night Raw. Thank you for tuning in and watching my live watch-along reactions. Live right here on YouTube. As always, I'm your host, Encyclopedia Sports. Go ahead and Luke96. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Links in the description below. Thumbs up button. Share hashtag WWE, hashtag WWE Raw, hashtag WWE Draft as well. Chat questions and comments, super chat, super stickers, super likes, super thanks. Always greatly appreciated. As tonight's episode of Monday Night Raw is also the go-home for WWE Backlash, which is this upcoming Saturday, May the 6th. Though here on the first of the month, the draft will continue and conclude as it began this past Friday night on SmackDown. We're going to get into the full list of eligible superstars from each night, along with results from Friday night, and then see what happens this evening, see how tonight goes, and then go from there, see who's going to be moving forward on Raw, NXT, and SmackDown, along with some, if you will, free agents, for what it's worth. So, as mentioned, WWE Backlash this upcoming weekend. So I'll also have live watch-along reactions live on YouTube, but then so be sure to tune back in. So we'll see, what they have in store for the go-home episode for Backlash, but then also with the draft continuing. We had 4 rounds Friday night on SmackDown. I'd expect the same, if not a few more, just because, of course, SmackDown's 2 hours, Raw is 3, so that they'll have some extra time to fill and kill, if you will. Yeah, WWE Draft 2023, first draft or a shakeup that the company's had in about a year and a half. First, of course, since the sale last month, the merger with UFC under Endeavor following WrestleMania, which was a month ago now. So, from then till now, then now forever together, WWE, of course, a lot has happened, but Backlash on Saturday and Monday Night Raw. In the meantime, tonight they'll have NXT tomorrow night, and then SmackDown, also in Puerto Rico, which is hosting Backlash on Saturday, on Friday night. But then the new draft rosters, or drafted rosters, I should say, those will come into effect, take place a week from today, next Monday night on Raw, May the 8th. And then, of course, we'll go on the road to Night of Champions, followed by Money in the Bank and SummerSlam. But just once again, in the meantime, thank you for tuning in and watching. They actually just ran the 5-10 minute intro from whatever the hell's on right now, Law and Order, it looks like, NCIS, potentially every once in a while, but neither here nor there in the meantime. For the preview of what's to come tonight on Monday Night Raw, as Brock Lesnar and Cody Rhodes will be face-to-face. Looks like we'll have a few singles matches, I might add, as well. We'll see segment-wise what they do, of course, because half the roster's already been drafted. The other half will be drafted tonight to either Raw or SmackDown. And then they've worked out some side hustle gigs from then until now throughout this past weekend for who might be going to NXT, who's getting called up, some more movement. Um, so transactions as a whole, like I said, we'll see how tonight goes, and then overall 3 hours from now, who's going to be on Raw, who's going to be on SmackDown, and who will in fact, as of course the big dog tribal chief who's at the head of the table, which I'll acknowledge, Roman Reigns. He is the undisputed WWE Universal Heavyweight Champion. He'll be on SmackDown, and then a week ago they reintroduced the newly designed WWE World Heavyweight Championship, so that'll be on Monday Night Raw. We'll see who vies for that title at Night of Champions, and who the first World Heavyweight Champion in the WWE since 2014 will in fact be. But yeah, the WWE draft here going to continue and conclude once again tonight. So thanks for tuning in and watching. And overall, a few short hours from now, as Raw's about to begin here at the top of the hour, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, this Monday night, May the 1st, 2023. So thanks for tuning in. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Links in the description below. We'll see who's on Raw, NXT, and SmackDown moving forward. So we'll get into the full list and the full results in due time. But then, now, forever together with the opening video package. See how Raw kicked off with Triple H on SmackDown this past Friday night, as they were head-to-head with the NFL draft, I might add, as well. But, I mean, they're back to being along with some current ongoing playoffs in sports, they're the lone show on for the most part here tonight. So, okay, they're going to start it off with a little recap with what happened Friday night on SmackDown, with who's going to SmackDown, who's going to Raw, and we'll get into these full results in a minute. There has been a lot of shakeup, to say the least. It seems like, at least for the mid-card titles, those will switch brands. Imperium going to Raw, so Gunther as the Intercontinental Champion, he'll be Monday Night Raw, so that title will follow. And then Austin Theory's United States Champion, yet to be drafted, that'll come tonight. I would think he's going to be going to SmackDown. I get the match at Backlash next weekend, but still. And then with the women's titles, unless they unify them, Bianca Belair, the Raw Women's Champion, is going to SmackDown, and then you have your SmackDown Women's Champion and Rhea Ripley the rest of Judgment Day. We'll see if that's, as the WWE draft continues right now, they're going to be going to Raw or not. I would think so. As they're still in the Lone Star State, Raw superstars actually coming back from overseas within the past week, I might add, from a tour over in Europe. So yeah, we'll kick it off with the game, the King of Kings, the cerebral assassin himself, Paul Levesque, Triple H, as they still have the same podium up by the entrance, but then they do have the World Heavyweight Championship right next to it. And then, like I had said Friday, seemingly they're going to have some sort of tournament, it feels like, potentially starting next week. Hell, maybe even tonight for all we know. But, Backlash Saturday, get through that. The rosters take effect next week. We're going to crown new World Heavyweight Champion, Night Champions. But yeah, we're kicking off Raw the same way we kicked off SmackDown. There is the new World Heavyweight Championship, newly designed world title, big gold with the WWE logo on it 3 times over. But hashtag WWE Draft. They're just north of the Houston area in Corpus Christi, up in Dallas, one of America's team. Welcome to Monday Night Raw. Welcome to the WWE Draft. night 2. The last draft they had was fall of 21. I was in attendance for that. Be sure to check out videos. Things got a little crazy on SmackDown. SmackDown's pretty good. Tonight, no different. They're going to set some ground rules. All right, what do we got? The remaining undrafted superstars subject transfer. Yeah, half the roster drafted Friday, remaining half tonight. Yeah, Roman Reigns is on SmackDown as the Undisputed Universal Heavyweight Champion. The World Heavyweight title is going to be on Raw. Yep. They unveiled that last week, 9 o'clock hour. Whoever wins that title is going to be exclusive to Monday Night Raw. Everybody that's draft eligible tonight. New champion emerged from these superstars. They show off the draft pool for tonight, which is everybody that wasn't listed for SmackDown. All right.
Now, before we get started, there is one superstar that is not eligible to be drafted.
One superstar not eligible. Yeah, I'd have to think it'd be Brock. Earlier today, Brock Lesnar renegotiated his status, his contract. He's going to be a free agent. So whenever, he takes time off, they can have him come back, wherever they see fit. That's no surprise. Drafted Raw or SmackDown. New rosters into effect next week. Are you ready? We're going to get to draft, and so says Triple H. Are you ready? And if you're not down with that, he's got 2 words for you. So then, the first round here this evening on Monday Night Raw, the first overall pick, Monday Night Raw selects Rhea Ripley. So yeah, they're going to switch those SmackDown titles. Or women's titles, excuse me. Rhea is the SmackDown Women's Champion. She'll become the Raw Women's Champion. And then Bianca as a Raw Women's Champion will become the SmackDown Women's Champion. So they'll just have some sort of switcheroo. SmackDown going to select here number 1 overall tonight on Monday Night Raw. United States Champion Austin Theory. So they're going to also switch the mid-card titles up too. Imperium Gunther's on Raw as Intercontinental Champion, and then Austin Theory is United States Champion, going to go to SmackDown. So they are really switching up the brands. Overdue, to be honest with you. Monday Night Raw going to select here. This is good when he says, got a smile on his face. All right, Seth freaking Rollins. Mr. Nickname, gonna burn it down on Monday Night Raw. And he's a front runner, if you will, to potentially win the World Heavyweight title in a few short weeks. And then maybe get into a feud with Cody Rhodes. Revisit that. But it might be somebody else. So storyline-wise, we'll just have to see. Like I said, Friday, said again out tonight, as they'll serenade Rollins. Triple H allowed the crowd to sing along to Cody's theme and Rollins' theme in the meantime. All right. Charlotte going to stay on SmackDown. But storyline wise, we'll see who's on Raw, we'll see who's on SmackDown, and then go from there with that. So, going to be an interesting couple months. So that's first round technically. Rhea Ripley, Austin Theory, Seth Rollins, and Charlotte. So how they actually kicking off Monday Night Raw next question. Have a promo, have a match that concludes round one. Triple H is going to introduce us to the wise man of the bloodline, Paul Heyman. All right. Walks out to his silent entrance music. Paul Heyman shaking hands with Triple H. And then Triple H showing off Paul Heyman the new world title. Beautiful. Congrats. Wow. ECW chant from the crowd. They shake hands again. Heyman gonna walk to the ring. Tonight on Raw, Brock and Cody are here live. Of course, Heyman's here for Roman Reigns and the Bloodline, not the Beast. Matt Riddle versus Jimmy Uso one-on-one. All right. Riddle's gonna be on Raw. Usos still haven't been drafted. And then also we'll have Legado del Fantasma with Rey Mysterio, so the LWO, if you will, versus the Judgment Day. Mixed tag team match. Rey, Santos, and Zelina versus Dom, Priest, and Rhea. So, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Heyman. Heyman on the mic, and we'll see what he has to say. Honestly, I have no idea how this promo is going to go, because honestly, I have no clue what the hell he's going to talk about. Other than, as well, they promote live this Saturday, WWE Backlash, hosted by Bad Bunny, but now he's in a match, a street fight versus Damian Priest. So, hashtag WWE Raw. Heyman going to address a number of Bloodline business inquiries. But honestly, right now, for the most part, it seems like he's going to be talking about, the draft. But so Roman Reigns is going to stay on SmackDown. But the Usos, where right now do they stand? So, and the thing is with a world title, Reigns is going to be on SmackDown. They're saying the world title is going to be on Raw, but you could still have Reigns win that world title for the hell of it. Piss people off, but they won't. It doesn't make sense. Yeah, the Usos did not, and he said not like 3 times, win back the tag team titles from Sami KO, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn in the WrestleMania rematch on SmackDown last week. So, yeah. They're going to address the Usos in private later on tonight. Remember, Backlash, we got a 6-man tag. The Sami KO and Matt Riddle taking on the Bloodline. It's Solo, Jimmy, and Jey Uso. So, one week from this Friday. Okay. As long as they're not in Texas, just cheap shot, cheap pop. Crowd under your skin. Reigns going to take care of all business items a week from Friday on SmackDown. So, because he's not booked for Backlash. They show off the World Heavyweight Championship. But then that also gives them, like, what, 2-3 weeks to build Reigns' match for Night of Champions. Remember, 1,000 days coming up for the Tribal Chief as champion. Yep, 1,000 days, I believe, to the day, May the 27th. Not one title, not two, but Reigns potentially have 3 titles and also win the World Heavyweight Championship. People would fucking flip shit. They would hate that so much. Yeah, Reigns can't win that title though. Because he won't be on Monday Night Raw. He's going to be on SmackDown. Yeah. What? All the children in the locker room can, you know, hey, call themselves champion. People who should know better. Jokers. Jokes. Clowns. And now we're going to burn it down. Here comes Seth frickin' Rollins. Yeah, they're definitely going to have Rollins win that world title. Most definitely. As well, yeah, last week they were in Chicago. Of course, the Bears did have the number 1 overall pick before traded away in the NFL draft. He said something to the effect of, like, hopefully you're not cheering me just because I'm a Bears fan. But then he, you know, hey, I had my eyes on this World Heavyweight Championship because they had a ringside next to the commentating team. Congrats to Corey Graves and Carmelo too, by the way. Yeah, Rollins, no doubt about it. It's like top list on that World Heavyweight Championship. Cody Rhodes is right there too. I mean, I'd revisit that feud. You know, have it go all summer long as they were gonna seemingly continue, even with the third match at Hell in a Cell they had, and then of course Cody tore his back, came back to Royal Rumble, won that. Main event of WrestleMania, but lost to Roman Reigns. As the crowd continues to serenade Seth Rollins, Heyman in the corner. So Rollins interrupts. No other talk. Rollins smirking at him. Hey, you hear this? I don't even need to say anything. Heyman's trying not to laugh. And then Rollins with a Joker laugh, if you will. Of course, was the Joker in the parody they ran for WrestleMania this past year. Today's going to be like Christmas. Roman Reigns, he's on SmackDown. And Rollins is still on Raw. Monday Night Rollins. Roman doesn't have to run from Rollins anymore. And Heyman, yeah, doesn't have to pull strings here and there. Bloodline going to go poof right in your face. Of course, the demise, if you will, of the Bloodline.
You love a good spoiler, huh?
Love a good spoiler alert.
Here's a spoiler.
Here's a spoiler for you. At Night of Champions, Seth Rollins says he's going to win the World Heavyweight Championship. We'll see officially what they do. If it's a tournament, I think so. But then who's in that tournament? Who's facing who? And then who's, in the finals? We should know, by like 3 weeks from now. Heyman's on the phone in the meantime in the ring. Still mic in his hand. My travel chief seems like he's acting like he's on the phone with Roman Reigns. Arena full of people singing my song. Can you hear them? I can't hear my tribal chief. So Reigns is basically getting what? A little over a month off after WrestleMania. Because it was the Raw after Mania, and he was supposed to be in that tag team match. Brock turned on Cody. He walked out. I don't think he's been seen since, has he? He hasn't been on SmackDown, he's been on Raw. And then Heyman says he'll be back a week from Friday on SmackDown. So, not this Friday before Backlash, but then next Friday. Reigns upset with Rollins. I got a question for you. Pretty quick. Rollins gonna stomp Heyman. 4, 3, 2, 1. Heyman gonna very slowly try to get out of the ring. About 1 second. And then Heyman has backup. Here comes Solo Sikoa. Heyman with that look like you just overstepped the line. Alright, we'll probably get a match with these two now tonight. Seth Rollins and Solo Sikoa one-on-one. Probably, since this is taking place now, probably be the main event. Here's a spoiler for you. Tribal Chief told me all strings are being pulled. Alright, once they get back from commercial break, the following match will be confirmed for tonight in the main event. Seth Rollins, one-on-one with Solo Sikoa. Heyman tosses the mic. We don't have to make these people wait. You want to fight? Let's fight. You're on. They're not going to do it right now, though. Rollins all dressed up. Solo could go if he wanted to. But, I mean, Rollins could too, but the drip. Yeah, up next, women's tag team match. The women's tag team champions, Liv and Raquel, going to take on Bayley and Dakota. So they're going to burn it down as they fade to black and commercial break. This Saturday, WWE Backlash. Brock Lesnar and Cody Rhodes, a 6-man tag team match. A couple women's championship matches as well. Get into a full preview for that later on tonight, I might add as well. So stay tuned for that. I mean, the best match is going to be Brock and Cody. But then, they're going to promote it as, Bad Bunny hosting, but now Bad Bunny in a street fight against Damian Priest. And then after that, it's probably that 6-man tag. And then, we'll go down the list, going line from there. So commercial break here. Almost 8:30, so that was a lot to start the show for sure. of course, because it is the WWE draft here this evening too. So go from first round to promo to a match being confirmed. They promoted a few matches, promoted a few segments for us still to come tonight too. Women's tag team match coming up next. We'll see what else they got in store. But yeah, we'll get back to the action here shortly. Just as always, once again, in the meantime, thank you for tuning in and watching. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Links in the description below, the thumbs up button. Share, hashtag WWE, hashtag WWE Draft, hashtag WWE Monday Night Raw, as this is, in fact, Monday Night Raw, the red brand in the WWE Draft, continuing and concluding tonight after it began on SmackDown Friday night. So yes, hashtag WWE, hashtag WWE Raw, hashtag WWE Draft. Chat questions and comments, super chat, super stickers, super likes, super thanks. Always greatly appreciated, as well as, in fact, this video is powered by Rogue Energy. Be sure to get your favorite energy and hydration flavors in can or tub form, shakers, and Rogue merch at the link in the description below. And be sure to use the code Luke, that's LUKE123, for 10% off. So as the WWE draft continues and concludes tonight, we're going to now run through the official list of everybody eligible from Friday Night SmackDown to Monday Night Raw, and which nights, of course, they're eligible. Half from the other night have already been drafted. The other half, of course, going to continue tonight once again. And then we'll get into some draft results. And then by the end of the night, we'll also preview WWE Backlash. So stay tuned for that. But the WWE currently right now having their first draft shakeup in a year and a half. And this is from WWE last week. For everybody eligible for the draft on night one this past Friday night on SmackDown. Becky Lynch, Bianca Belair, Bobby Lashley, Candice LeRae, Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville, Cody Rhodes, all of Damage Control, which is Bayley, Dakota Kai, and Io Sky, Dexter Lumis, Dolph Ziggler, along with Drew McIntyre, Edge, and Hit Row, Imperium, Lacey Evans, Matt Riddle, Maximum Male Models, Mustafa Ali, Natalia, Omos, Shinsuke Nakamura. They're saying the bloodline is currently, right now, only Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa. The Usos are currently by themselves in this WWE draft, but we also have The Miz, The Club, Too Sweet, AJ Styles back, along with Gallows and Anderson, but then also the Street Profits and the Viking Raiders, and then also select NXT superstars. As earlier today now on Raw, there is the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes backstage talking whatever with the postman, Adam Pearce. All right. So Brock Lesnar, Cody Rhodes tonight. If that Seth Rollins solo match ain't the main event, this will be the main event, but that very well could also be at 9, let alone 10 o'clock. Yeah, tonight on Raw, Seth frickin' Rollins, Solo Sikoa. Next, of course, the women's tag team match that they promoted. Also got a few other singles matches we'll get to. There's the Raw War Room. We'll see who else is going to be announcing picks, as we had a few legends do the honor on SmackDown for both Raw and SmackDown last week. So there's a SmackDown War Room. You know, yeah, the WWE draft. There's the NXT Performance Center in Orlando. We'll see who's getting called up or getting sent back down, for that matter. The WWE draft's been around for 20 years now. It gives them a reason to shake things up, change this, change that, storyline-wise. I mean, for a draft, yeah, no doubt about it, it is a little corny, compared to other professional sports leagues. Respectable drafts. Of course, the NFL draft tops them all. But, I mean, they got to do something. They just, if they don't, they're just going to do it as they do anyway, and just, hey, this person's on this brand now, and blah, blah, blah. But, you know, it's a big event. And then you'll have the women's tag team champions here. Are they on Raw? Are they on NXT? Are they on SmackDown? Then all of them, you know, like, they've had the women's tag team championships now for what, 4 or 5 years, and barely done anything with them. They've tried, but close but no cigar to just women's tag team titles, but they don't have women's fucking tag teams. Like, come on now. So, a couple factions, but it's all, you know, mixed match. It's all thrown together. So, yeah, they're going to go to SmackDown. That's right. So as this match begins, bell rings, match underway, women's tag team. It's a non-title match. A couple quick roll-ups, but Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, and Damage Control with Bayley, Dakota Kai. But we're going to continue with this list. So here's everybody now eligible tonight to be drafted on Monday Night Raw to either Raw, NXT, or SmackDown. We got Akira Tozawa, the Alpha Academy. So Shush, and a big thank you. Along with Angel Garza and Humberto Carrillo. Asuka, Austin Theory, Baron Corbin, got Braun Strowman and Ricochet. Triple H stated Brock Lesnar going to be a free agent, but that's no surprise. Got Bronson Reed, Cedric, and Shelton. They'll be drafted in the main event because that's the only show they're ever on. Charlotte, Dana Brooke, Elias, Emma, Johnny Wrestling, Johnny Gargano, all of Judgment Day, from Finn Balor to Damian Priest to Dominic Mysterio. Rhea Ripley, I might add as well. Karrion Kross with Scarlett, Sami KO, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn. Dummy, yeah, let me talk to you, LA Knight, along with Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, Nikki Cross, and Piper Niven. Rick Boogs, Riddick Moss, Ronda Rousey, Shayna Baszler, Seth frickin' Rollins, Shotzi Blackheart, Tamina, Tegan Nox, the Brawling Brutes of Sheamus, Butch, and Rich Holland. Rey Mysterio with Legado del Fantasma, the LWO, so Santos Escobar, Cruz del Toro, Joaquin Wilde, and I might add Zelina Vega as they go commercial break on Monday Night Raw. So we'll go back to the action shortly, along with the New Day, the Usos, Trish Stratus, Xia Li, and then more select NXT superstars. So with that being said, here are some official WWE draft results from this year's draft in 2023. With everything that happened on SmackDown Friday night, some movement over the weekend, I might add as well. But the 4 rounds they had, like I said, I would think as many tonight, if not a couple more, with the extra hour on Raw, with 3 compared to SmackDown. Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa, along with the Wise Man Paul Heyman, going to stay on SmackDown. Usos, we'll see where they put them. If they're going to be also on SmackDown, hell, I'm thinking they might keep them on Raw, or put them on Raw, just because. But at this point, I don't know. Probably SmackDown to be safe, just to continue the Bloodline, story. But then Cody Rhodes is going to be on Raw. Like I was saying, it seems like for the women's titles, unless they unify them, which would probably be a big mistake, because I think they've learned their lesson there. They're switching up the mid-card titles. Gunther with Imperium is Intercontinental Champion, going to be on Monday Night Raw. Austin Theory now is United States Champion, going to be on SmackDown. But the Raw Women's Champion, Bianca Belair, going to be on Monday Night. From Monday Night Raw to Friday Night SmackDown. And then Rhea Ripley is going to come over from SmackDown to Raw. So they'll switch those titles up. Of course, we've got a couple matches this upcoming weekend of Backlash. So see what happens there. But, a week from now, these new rosters take effect. So go from there. But then Becky Lynch going to be on Raw, I might add as well. SmackDown going to get the Street Profits. So Bianca's on SmackDown, Street Profits there as well. Just look at Becky and Seth. They'll both be on Raw. Imperium on Raw. Edge going to be on SmackDown, potentially in his final run with the company. Matt Riddle on Raw. Bobby Lashley on SmackDown. Drew McIntyre on Raw. The Club, AJ Styles on Gallows and Anderson, going to be on the blue brand. Miz, going to be on Monday Night Raw. Heard we might have a Miz TV tonight with a newly drafted Raw talent, I might add as well. So we'll see if that comes to fruition or not. But then Damage Control on SmackDown. Nakamura on Raw. And then the first NXT call-up. They're the current, however, they'll lose tomorrow night on NXT. Women's Tag Team Champions, Alba Fire and Isla Dawn. And then the NXT Women's Champion, Indy Hartwell, is going to go to Raw. So, I mean, they've had NXT champions up on the main roster before, but, you know, reasonings aside, she'll, for the most part, lose her title, you'd have to think, before she officially gets called up, too. And then that was everything that was official while SmackDown was live on the air. Then they had the SmackDown over the weekend, plus some more movement afterwards. Of course, Raw will have their Raw talk. We'll see if there's any more movement after Raw this evening or not. I would hope not. I would hope by the end of the night everything's settled, everything's done. But the superstars that were announced to go to Raw over the weekend include the Viking Raiders, along with Dexter Lumis and Candice LeRae. So, with Indy getting called up, you have Dexter, you have Candice there as well. You'd have to think Johnny Wrestling, Johnny Gargano is going to be on Monday Night Raw, might add as well. Of course, with Johnny and Candice being married, but then potentially getting the way back together. Maximum Male Models will be on Raw. And then a few, got Natalia, and then Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville on Raw as well. And then a few NXT call-ups, from Apollo Crews to Jordan Devlin, who now goes by JD McDonough, and then Zoe Stark. They'll all be on Monday Night Raw. SmackDown going to get Hit Row and Lacey Evans. And then they said free agents include Omos, Dolph Ziggler, and Von Wagner from NXT. Mustafa Ali was also a free agent, but then they, in quotes, in WWE's terms, negotiated a trade for him to be sent down to NXT. So Mustafa Ali going to be on NXT as this women's tag team match continues on Monday Night Raw. We had the first round then of the draft on Monday Night Raw to begin the show tonight. The people that were respectively drafted to Raw and SmackDown then were in fact Rhea Ripley to Monday Night Raw, Austin Theory to Friday Night SmackDown, Seth frickin' Rollins to Monday Night Raw, and then as Triple H mentioned, Brock Lesnar is going to be a free agent. Charlotte going to stay on SmackDown. Quick roll up. Damage Control beats the women's tag team champs. So Bayley and Dakota. As Io's, I believe, correct? Yeah. I mean, if I'm wrong. Getting a women's championship match against Bianca Belair for the Raw Women's title on Saturday at Backlash, right? We'll get into the Backlash preview here in a minute because Rhea's defending against Zelina for SmackDown Women's title, but then Rhea's going to Raw, Bianca's going to SmackDown, so they'll be the new champions there. But then Damage Control going to be on SmackDown as well, so that... See, the Raw Women's Championship match now at Backlash makes no fucking sense. There's Booker T. He's going to announce some picks, it looks like. And then, who's that Hall of Fame ring belong to? Oh, Queen Charmel. All right. They're going to have Booker T, and Queen Charmel announce some picks coming up. So, I mean, they are in Texas. So we'll see deep down who's going to go to Raw, who's going to go SmackDown. But that's where we stand. I mean, the people eligible tonight that I could see get undrafted would probably be, well, I mean, unless, well, do some math. If they do 4, that's another 16. But 20, 24. I doubt they'd get to 30. I'm just looking at this list. They'll definitely do at least 4 more rounds. 4 total now they did on SmackDown. Do they do 5? Do they do 6? That gets you, 20, 24 people. And then there is officially, see, that's the thing, select NXT superstars, and we had officially, 2 technically, but 3 total. We caught up on SmackDown. Yeah, so we still, I guess, could have some people left over afterwards tonight, but do some math here. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, minus 4 of what we've already had, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. Yeah, so they'd really have to, unless, which they won't, because it's still 4 picks around, have 6, 8 picks around, something like that, get by. Do 6 and 6 with the 36. Because if they're going to do 4 and 4, 16, or 4 and 6 was 24, which seems like it would be 5 or 6 rounds. I mean, they did 4 rounds in 2 hours. So they do 8 rounds in 4 hours, but Raw is 3 hours, so minus 2, yeah, they'll probably do 6 rounds tonight. So that's 24 people, minus the 4 they've already done, so that leaves 20, plus a few NXT call-ups, it looks like. So yeah, I'm just trying to think who's going to get left out, as they did, over the weekend. No offense to anybody, but probably Akira Tozawa, Angel Garza, and Humberto Carrillo. They could do a story with Baron Corbin going undrafted. You cross off Lesnar because he's going to be a free agent. Probably Cedric and Shelton, Dana Brooke. I don't know if they're going to keep Riddick Moss and Emma together as one or separate. They could do something with, the Elias and Rick Boob shit. It's been barely treading water for 3 months now. Said it was a disaster when it started and hasn't even gone anywhere. Probably Tamina. Probably, well, I guess it could be it. I don't know. We'll just have to see what happens. Earlier today, there's Brock Lesnar walking backstage. Postman Adam Pearce walking up. So, Brock and Cody going to try to keep some peace, it seems like, according to Postman Adam Pearce. At least that's what he wants, but Lesnar says good luck with that. So, yeah, there's no peace. As last month, they show off the recap of the Raw after Mania before the tag team main event match was going to start. It never happened because Brock Lesnar turned on Cody Rhodes, and people were livid about that. But it's all about storytelling, man. You know, talk about the story with Cody. Well, you just can't have them win right off the bat, because then what are you going to do afterwards? You got to have them build, you know. Said it then, saying it again now. Like, honestly, probably should have saw this coming. I don't know about right away, but or the way they did it by any means, but it's to get Cody over even more. And Brock Lesnar is the middleman to it all, because they use Lesnar to get Reigns over. How much? Now they're going to use Lesnar to get Cody over. You know, that's what people on social media, fans are going to bitch one way or another. Can you dig that, sucker? Here comes Booker T and his wife, Queen Charmel. See if she gets her own entrance or not. But you just can't do everything, right off the bat, or you're not going to, get, everything the way you want it. It's called life. So Booker T and Queen Charmel gonna, they got to give us a reason to watch. They're going to announce some picks here for the second round of the WWE draft here tonight on Monday Night Raw. First pick of the second round, Monday Night Raw going to select the undisputed tag team champions, Sami KO, Kevin Owens, and Sami Zayn, going to be on Monday Night Raw. Okay? Well, what they should do then, if they're going to be specifically on Raw, have them be the Raw Tag Team Champions. Have the Usos beat them for the SmackDown Tag Team titles, and then have the Usos go to SmackDown. Yeah, the Usos are going to go to SmackDown. They need to split those Tag Team titles now, for sure. So the Bloodline's going to stay together. We'll have Roman Reigns, Solo, and the Usos, along with the Wise Man, Paul Heyman, all on SmackDown. Yeah, split the Tag Team titles. If you're having Owens and Zayn on Raw, have them as the Raw Tag Team Champs, and then have the Usos as SmackDown Tag Team Champions on Friday SmackDown. The Judgment Day is going to be on Raw. So Finn very well could be in contention with Seth frickin' Rollins and Cody Rhodes, among others. We'll see how the rosters look after tonight, but for that World Heavyweight Championship. So, Rey Mysterio and Legado del Fantasma, the LWO, going to be on SmackDown. So, all of Judgment Day is going to be on Raw, because Rhea's on Raw, Judgment Day on Raw. They're splitting it up evenly, it seems like. They're doing a pretty good job at it. They are. They're freshening it up. They are. Okay, so Owens and Zayn, the Usos, the Judgment Day, and the LWO is round 2. So stables, tag teams, groups. What's next, though? They go to commentary. Kevin Dan Patrick and Corey Graves. All right, here comes the one and only Ricochet. So him and Strowman in action, looks like. Monster among men, the monster of all monsters. Pace car driver. NASCAR race this past weekend that he unfortunately didn't get to drive because the race was postponed from yesterday to today, and then of course to get to Raw in the meantime. Up next, tag team match with Braun Strowman and Ricochet against the Alpha Academy. So a big shoosh and a thank you for Chad Gable and Otis. Otis of the Alpha Academy of Maximum Male Models, but all right, another tag team match coming up next, and they fade to black into a commercial break. And here's an NXT commercial for tomorrow night, but you have, some people already drafted to Raw and drafted to SmackDown. Um, so we'll see how NXT shapes up. Go ahead and watched it in a good, year and a half, 2 years to this point. Ever since they switched it over, but get back to the action Monday Night Raw shortly. As always, once again, thanks for tuning in and watching. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Links in the description below. So right now, Braun Strowman, Ricochet, and the Alpha Academy, Chad Gable and Otis, or Otis, if you will, Maximum Male Models with Maxine Dupree ringside. Of course, she's taken over for Eli Drake, LA Knight, Max Dupree, as he was known as, and Maximum Male Models. But of course, that didn't work, and they transitioned back to LA Knight because it's the same character he has always had from Eli Drake to LA Knight. So dummy, yeah, let me talk to you. And big shoosh and a thank you for Chad Gable here against Ricochet. Drop kick. Of course, Gable, United States Olympian. Ricochet, Prince Puma, one of the best wrestlers in the world. Um, and then you have two big men in Braun Strowman and Otis. So, um, talk about draft stock, talk about Monday Night Raw. I believe Otis is from Wisconsin. This is gonna be a nice segue to what I'm about to say. I believe he's from Wisconsin, if I'm mistaken. And I know Strowman had resided, still might currently, 100% sure on that. Also reside in the Cheese State. Everything is, in fact, bigger in Texas, so they're in Dallas, Fort Worth for Raw this evening. As both big men tag in, so it is Braun Strowman against Otis in this tag team match. But Rogue Energy is, in fact, based in Green Bay, Wisconsin. So be sure to use the code Luke123 for 10% off your next purchase. Link in the description below. But this should be quick. Ricochet is going to tag back in. And they'll probably have one of these tag teams on Raw, the other on SmackDown. Neither have been drafted just yet. Swanton Bomb off of Strowman's shoulders. 1, 2, 3. And Braun Strowman Ricochet defeat the Alpha Academy on Monday Night Raw. So there's that. Probably have some more draft picks coming up soon, and then go to the next segment, and then, so on and so forth from there. So leave it at that. There's Shawn Michaels again. I'm going to announce some more draft picks. Postman Adam Pearce going to announce them for SmackDown. Picks are in. They're trying to keep it as professional as they can, but it is corny. It always has been. It's like go back to, when they would, automatically do it on the Titantron and just, run through it with a computer. And whatever it lands on, which of course they would rig to begin with, hey, you're on Raw, you're on SmackDown. That was when the draft was good. I can understand, though, going out and reading the card, trying to make it realistic, professional as it possibly can, as the other drafts are, but they got to do something, gives them a reason to do it. So looks like we'll have more draft picks next, about 9 o'clock here. So hour in, 2 to go. This will be the third round, so probably double that. Probably get 6 rounds. 8 might be pushing it, but we'll probably get 6 rounds of the WWE draft here tonight after 4 on SmackDown. So that makes it an even 10, for a total of 40 people, and then the extras, undrafted left over. That they're just fillers for the most part. Don't even want to say that, because they are human. But storyline wise with the company, it's like, well, you're not doing anything with them. Like, those are the ones that normally get cut when the cuts happen. Those are the ones that normally get fired. And then there's always a surprise or two with the big names. It's like, well, all right, whatever. But you gotta feel bad for them, but it's like, well, you're in the spot because, well, you're either not good or they just don't want to do anything with you or haven't done anything with you, whether you deserve it or not. And this is what it is. So leave it at that. As I was trying to, figure out number-wise here and there, whether they're a single, a tag team, a trio, as a stable. from everybody listed to everybody already drafted to who's left to who's going to go undrafted to potentially with the NXT calls, we're going to get sent back down to NXT. And of course, because it's not going to equal out, it will after the fact, but just hypothetically speaking, thinking ahead, predicting, just projecting in general. They'll do what they want. It's their company. They know we're going to watch. They know we're going to be talking about it. Bad publicity is good publicity. So, pretty quick hour. Don't even want to say that because the last couple of times I've said that, it's dipped and sort of slowed down. So, jinx or not, just hopefully the cat doesn't run away and come back with a spray painted tail. But yeah. We'll see what they do. See who's next. And go from there. But everything's bigger in Texas. We're deep in the heart of the Lone Star State. They're going to promote Backlash here a little bit. Yeah, Bad Bunny was supposed to host. Seemingly a month ago, we were going to get a tag team match with Rey Mysterio and Bad Bunny against Dominic Mysterio and Damian Priest, but then decided against that. Even though they're going to continue Rey and Dom over the next, few months, potentially year or so. Even though they've, of course, been out their whole life, father and son, but then on TV the past couple of months against one another after they were tag team. They're going to do a singles match, a street fight, a Backlash with Bad Bunny and Damian Priest. And damn well Bad Bunny's going to win that match, even though Damian Priest is going to do the bulk of the work. So, of course, this brings a lot of eyeballs to the product. It's just another, big celebrity coming in, and they've been doing this for years and will continue to do so. And of course, Backlash taking place in Puerto Rico. So just overall, add it all up, makes sense. And WWE Backlash is Saturday. I'll have live watch along reactions live right here on YouTube then, so be sure to tune back in. The San Juan Street Fight, as they're calling it. Bad Bunny and Damian Priest one-on-one at Backlash this weekend. Up next. Cute. I know I'm sexy. Got looks. Wow. The Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels coming out. Does Postman Adam Pearce get entrance music? It's a sexy boy. Sexy boy. Yeah, Adam Pearce getting a fucking entrance. Jesus Christ. Wow. That's a shock. Yeah. So, Shawn Michaels and Postman Adam Pearce to announce picks. Monday Night Raw gonna select. Well, here comes the Beast Incarnate, Brock Lesnar. Brock's interrupting these selections. So, Cody gonna come out next. Brock looking like Waylon Jennings. The fucking trench coat and cowboy hat. So Brock gonna walk to the ring. Pierce by his side trying to, hey, what the hell are you doing? And then Lesnar gave him a look like, hey, buddy, you better back the fuck off or you're going to get it. So Lesnar going to walk to the ring, seemingly cut a promo, call out Cody Rhodes. They might fight now. They might have their face-to-face right now, next. Here at 9 o'clock hour Monday Night Raw. And then we'll get back to the picks. They show up the graphic for Backlash with Brock Lesnar and Cody Rhodes this weekend. So we'll see if wrestling has more than one royal family here in a second, if Cody's coming out or not. But Brock walks around the ring, now enters the ring. Yeah, he's seemingly the heel in this feud with Cody. I mean, he was the one that turned on his ass to begin with. But they're going to use Brock to get Cody over even more. You know, it's storytelling, folks, okay? Like, you can't get this right off the bat. Even though you want it, you just can't. So Brock on the mic, we'll see what he has to say. How does it feel? Lesnar saying, how does it feel to be looking at the only real cowboy in the state? Postman Adam Pearce saying, hey, we can't do this tonight. Here comes a bunch of jobbing, not jogging, but jobbing, jobbers, local independent guys, security guys for the company. Yeah, that's not real security. He's going to fucking take all these guys out. With all due respect, kiss my ass. Going to take a lot more security. Okay, so they're calling out more security. And he's going to barrel through all... Jesus Christ, there's like good 30 security guys out there. Please, Brock, please. I'm begging. But then, knock, knock. Wrestling has more than one royal family. The lights go out. And here comes the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. So yeah, we are going to get this face-to-face now. They have the camera positioned for Lesnar in the ring. Cody to attack him from behind. Yep, there it is. Because they zoomed in on him, zoomed in on the entrance, but he wasn't coming out. And then, of course, well, Cody's not going to have to get through the security. Well, Brock just scooted out. Cody's in the ring being held back by all the security. So, yeah, when you see that camera angle of an entrance, but then they're zoomed in on whoever it is on the ring, somebody's attacking from behind. Never fails. Never. That's exactly what happened. Cody attacks from behind, but then Brock gets out of the ring, and then they're holding Cody back. And they're telling Brock just to stay back, to leave. So that's all this is. Just to hype up their match at Backlash some more. See, that's the thing, come Backlash Saturday with Brock and Cody, I have no idea who's going to win. Because they could go either way with it. They could. Make me earn it, says Cody, as they go to commercial break. So we're still waiting those upcoming draft picks, I might add, too. So I would think they're going to do that when we come back. And then they'll, go to the next segment. But at this rate, who the hell knows what's going to happen. So, yeah. Leave it at that. We'll go from there. But, I mean, that wasn't anything special. They had to do what they had to do, though, to promote, so it was necessary. But that's just typical with the security. And they, really don't want anything too physical with Brock getting after him or Cody getting after him. So, it is what it is. It's a little, let down at this point for sure. But that's just, you should know. I mean, that's sort of expected. So, They'll fight at Backlash. That'll, I think, be the main event. I mean, Bad Bunny's in a street fight, though. So, they are in Puerto Rico. That probably either kick off the show, probably be midway, or the co-main event. Probably the co-main event. Should be a good show Saturday, but they're, like I was saying earlier, there's really only 3 good matches. It's Brock Lesnar and Cody Rhodes. Publicity-wise, you know, for promotional reasons, it's Bad Bunny and Damian Priest. But then the 6-man tag with Sami KO, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, and Matt Riddle, who are all Monday Night Raw, up against, as Roman Reigns has been seen since after WrestleMania. He's still the Undisputed Universal Heavyweight Champion on SmackDown with the Bloodline. But then Solo with Jimmy and Jey Uso, the Usos, who have been drafted to SmackDown and laid out as well. So, as I was saying, they need to split those tag team titles. If they're going to have Owens and Zayn on Raw, have them be the Raw tag team champions, and then if it's the Usos, okay, it's the Usos. But if it's somebody else, have them be then the SmackDown tag team champions on Friday Night SmackDown. Because then that, you know, okay, tag team division 3 hours on Raw, but then what's the sense of a tag team division on SmackDown, even though they'll have one? So, split those titles, because they're already switching up the mid-card titles and seemingly going to switch, I would hope not unify, but switch up the women's championships as well. So, you might as well just split the tag team titles while you're at it, especially with what they just did. So, leave it at that. Should have more draft picks next, and then we'll go from there. Shinsuke Nakamura was drafted to Monday Night Raw, but this Friday on SmackDown. That's right. They're going to have the match with him and Karrion Kross. Bad Bunny going to be on SmackDown, but then at Backlash, Bad Bunny in a street fight against Damian Priest. So, tonight's to go home for Raw. Friday's to go home for SmackDown. SmackDown should be okay. It's the thing, you know, okay, Raw or SmackDown in the same city as the pay-per-view, as it will be this weekend. But then with this draft right now, and then the rosters don't take effect till next Monday, you know, we'll figure it all out. So they still gonna announce these damn picks? Yeah, we're gonna try this again. There's Shawn Michaels all by himself. So he's gonna announce Raw and SmackDown picks, it seems like. Monday Night Raw selects the women's tag team champions, Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. Okay. Well, they should also be on SmackDown. If you have a women's tag team division, have them on both brands. But they have women's tag team titles, but they don't have a women's tag team division. Even though they really say they have tag teams, they don't. Taking the place of Adam Pearce will be me. So Shawn Michaels going to announce picks for SmackDown too. Asuka's going to go to SmackDown. All right. So they can continue Asuka and Bianca for the SmackDown Women's title there. Charlotte's on SmackDown, as is Bayley. What's next? Who's next, I should say. The New Day. Gonna be on Raw. So no Big E, of course. He hasn't been seen in a little over a year because he broke his neck. But yeah, New Day gonna be on Raw. Shawn Michaels dancing around to the New Day's theme. All right, the Brawling Brute's gonna be on SmackDown. So Drew McIntyre on Raw, Sheamus on SmackDown, along with Butch and Ridge Holland. Ridge was the one who accidentally broke Big E's neck. So New Day on Raw, Brawling Brutes on SmackDown. And that's the third round. So, yeah, seemingly we're halfway there. So sing it, but still got a few more rounds here for the draft to come tonight. There's Owens and Zayn. Matt Riddle walks up, greatest week ever. Owens was looking at the SmackDown, tag team championship title belt a little weird. Like, hey, why do I need this if we're on Raw? As the Raw tag team champions too. Owens has one title on his shoulder, the other in his hand. Sammy has them both around his waist. Matt Riddle coming out next. All the time he wants to hang out. So Matt Riddle and making his entrance, and then Owens and Zayn follow. So they're going to come out. Riddle going to be in action against, who they say, Jimmy Uso, Jey Uso. Yeah, Owens is carrying that SmackDown tag team title a little weird, I'm telling you. They're gonna split those tag team titles. They should. They need to. That's what it feels like. He's looking at it like, why do I need this if we're on Raw? As the undisputed tag team champions, there's Riddle kicking his flip-flops off. Caught one of those actually. Unfortunately, I had to give it back to him. But yeah, video of that. Go check it out. But yeah, they're the undisputed tag team champions, but they're on Raw. So then they also have, along with the Raw tag team titles, the SmackDown tag team titles. When they don't need them, split them. It feels like he's just gonna leave it laying somewhere, or toss it, and hey, just take this. I don't want it. I don't need it. We're on Raw. We want the Raw tag team titles, not the SmackDown tag team titles. So here's a highlight, a little recap from this past week on Friday with the ending, which was a good sequence to finish the match and then end the show 1, 2, 3, and they retained. So Sami KO showing off the tag team titles as Riddle gets ready for action. Remember, 6-man tag at Backlash this weekend. And here come the Usos. They've been down since day one. So we the ones, throw them up. And they'll be staying on SmackDown, I might add, as well. Which is, best for the Bloodline. That'll continue that story. Reigns ain't losing anytime soon. If they would have had him lose, he would have already lost. Okay? He's coming up on 1,000 days in a couple weeks. Maybe even go longer than that. Come SummerSlam, come WrestleMania next year. They still need to have him face The Rock and defeat Dwayne The Rock Johnson to solidify himself as the head of the table, the true tribal chief of the Bloodline. Okay? Once that happens, then you can go any which direction you choose. Because by that point, because he's coming up on 3 years this August, as champion. Hasn't lost since before COVID. So, it's been a long ass time, but he's the guy, He is, right now, number one in the WWE. He's the head of the table. We the ones, throw him up, acknowledge him. But, yeah, okay, it's Matt Riddle and Jimmy Uso one-on-one here tonight on Monday Night Raw. Owens and Zayn ringside, talking trash to Jey Uso. Hey, you want to go? Let's go. You want to go? Come on, let's go. What the fuck? Oh, Owens faking an injury. And then Sammy tossed a chair to Jay. Hey, ref, ref, ref. Jay's going to get kicked out. Yep, Jey Uso's been thrown out from ringside. So now it's basically 3-on-1. But then watch out for Solo. And then Owens now just standing their arms crossed like, hey, get lost. As they go to commercial break. So, match continues and we'll go from there. I mean, really, I think the only thing they've announced that hasn't happened yet, along with the draft continuing, of course, is that Seth Rollins solo match. So Solo, yeah, probably won't come out now. More think about it. Still might. But, you know, it ain't going to be Reigns. Heyman might say something, but so you have this match and then you have 6-man tag this weekend. You know, win or lose on a go home and then determine what happens at the pay-per-view. I mean, this rate really doesn't matter. You know, because everything's going to change here with these draft results and new rosters next week and move towards Night of Champions and go from there. But, yeah, we'll see what they do. They're going to do what they want anyway, so that's that. Back to it, Matt Riddle, Jimmy Uso after Jay was thrown out. There's a Samoan drop, cover, 1, 2, kick out. Yeah, moments ago, there's the recap of Owens acting as if he got hit with something, and then a couple steel chair shots to the announce table. Sammy throws it to Jay. He catches it. Ref, hey, look, he just hit him. Owens still selling it, but, you know, damn well he didn't get hurt. And then the ref threw out Jay. So that's just, you know, old school. As old school gets. But gives, you know, them a 3-on-1 against Jimmy Uso here. And that's what I was saying earlier. Just watch out for somebody else in the bloodline, but probably not, because Solo's in the match with Rollins later on tonight. Reigns hasn't been around, and wouldn't come out for this. Unless Heyman would just say something, but Riddle's going to be Jimmy Uso here for sure. Riddle gets thrown off the top rope, pushed actually. Owens checking on him. There's a super kick. So back in the ring they go. Couple kicks. Super kick. Cover. 1, 2, and Riddle kicks out. So that's some upcoming live events. They'll be in Puerto Rico this weekend for Backlash. And then they'll get back to the States for a few short weeks. And then Night of Champions going to be in the desert. Going over for some blood money. And there's the draft ticker now on the bottom of your screen for the first time tonight. Surprisingly, it's taken them this long, as we're about an hour and a half into Raw this evening. I mean, they were running it like crazy on SmackDown Friday night, like literally during every match that was ongoing. But they waited a couple rounds to really give it some length. And there's the draft results on the draft ticker, but during the match, Swanton Bomb from Matt Riddle and Broton, with help from Owens and Zayn, turnbuckle is exposed, a knee, and then that finish. And Matt Riddle beats Jimmy Uso. So, I mean, the bloodline, Usos and Solo, could win at Backlash, but I don't know. It's probably going to be Owens and Zayn and Riddle. But then Riddle just won. And then beginning next week, Sami KO and Riddle, they're going to be on Raw. Bloodline going to be on SmackDown, so, finish it to start this. Honestly, really doesn't matter. Go either way with it. So back to commentary. So here's a recap to what happened earlier, but more so not an EO Sky video package. Yeah, she's taking on Bianca at Backlash for the Raw Women's Championship, but then Bianca, along with all of Damage Control, they're going to be on SmackDown after this draft. So, maybe at Backlash they say, well, now this is technically, maybe even, before the match starts, say since, both Bianca and Rhea are defending their respective titles at the show, hey, this is now going to be for rather than for Bianca's match for the Raw Women's Championship, make it for the SmackDown Women's Championship. And then, same thing for Rhea, rather than Rhea defending the SmackDown Women's title, have it be for the Raw Women's title, but then she's defending against Zelina, who's also going to be on SmackDown. So, I mean, this could go either way. Bianca ain't losing though, Rhea is definitely going to beat Zelina. So Bianca's going to be your new SmackDown Women's Champion, and Rhea is going to be your new Raw Women's Champion. So there's some War Room. Oh shit, Eric Bischoff on Monday Night Raw. He's back. Better than ever. Yeah, Eric Bischoff going to announce some picks from Monday Night Raw. There's Rob Van Dam once again as well, going to announce for SmackDown. There's Elias and Rick Books. But they're going to do the Rob Van Dam signature. RVD announced picks for Raw and SmackDown. Now on Raw tonight, he's going to announce picks for SmackDown. Wasn't expecting to see Eric Bischoff tonight. But yeah, all right. Former Raw general manager. Didn't like that Batista told Hunter, I've known what I was going to do for a long time, and then, you know, gave the thumbs up before he gave him the thumbs down, and then, of course, it all worked out in the end. But powerbomb through the table, and that was that. That building, I might add, is mentioned Friday Night SmackDown. BJC actually hosted the first ever WWE draft back in 2002. So here we are, a little over 21 years later, in 2023 WWE draft. So we are Penn State, but you know, we'll see what Eric Bischoff and RVD have to say, who the next picks are going to be for on SmackDown respectively, and once again go from there. RVD was acting like as he couldn't read it. I mean, his eyes might be a little bloodshot, but you know, he's like, oh shit, I have it upside down. And there we go. But yeah, I wasn't expecting to see Eric Bischoff tonight, that's for sure. But, you know, they had, you know, some people, and, you know, some of the same people tonight as well, announce picks. But that's what they do at other drafts. You know, they're trying to keep it as realistic as they can. You know, and then it gets them on TV. But Brock Lesnar's a free agent after this WWE draft. That's no surprise. That's because after he takes time off and then he comes back, they can have him appear on either Raw or SmackDown. There's the wise man Paul Heyman now backstage with Solo Sikoa. Remember Solo in action tonight against Seth frickin' Rollins. There's the Usos. One quick question. Why wasn't he ringside? Jay got thrown out, but then Solo's got his match. I was saying a little bit ago, like, watch out for Solo, but then he has the match. And now Jay's bitching like, hey, why wasn't he at ringside? But then there's just more tension to the bloodline. something else. So they're going to leave the room. Yep. All right. Tribal Chief loves you. He loves you. Tonight on Raw, Seth Rollins and Solo Sikoa. Rollins will probably win, but then the Usos will probably get involved. I'm back, and I'm better than ever. I'm back for making things better. Eric Bischoff coming out on Monday Night Raw. Did hell freeze over? Bischoff going to announce some draft picks tonight. He says, wow. And with the first pick in the 2023 WWE Draft, WCW select. And now RVD. Rob Van Dam. Rob Van Dam. Big RVD. Bischoff putting his glasses on. All right, are you ready? I'm ready. I've been waiting. RVD chant. I love you too, he says. Let's get down to business. First pick, 4th round, 2023 WWE Draft. Trish Stratus. Going to Monday Night Raw. He did mess it up a little bit, but it's all right. Damn. Talk about Rob Van Dam. Trish Stratus. Where's Ron Simmons at when he got drafted to Raw? SmackDown going to select Karrion Kross. All right. They could have Kross. They could have Styles. They could have Lashley go after Reigns. I'm trying to think who else. Raw selects. So Ronda and Shayna going to go to Raw. I mean, honestly, who cares? SmackDown going to select. LA Knight going to be on SmackDown. All right, dummy. Yeah, let me talk to you. They can have him go after Reigns too. Yeah. So there's round 4's picks. What's next? Yeah, they'll have at least another round or 2. Probably 2. Maybe even 3 or 4 if they'd really want to push it, but probably 2 more. All right, Miz TV. All right. Who's his guest? Welcome, those WWE showing history. Welcome to Miz TV. Met Miz at the Texas Roadhouse once. Of all places, yes, it's true. Cody Rhodes on Raw. The Intercontinental Championship's on Raw. They could have Miz go after that. Rhea Ripley is going to be on Raw. And then Seth frickin' Rollins going to be on Raw as well. But for hashtag Miz TV, The Miz on Raw, yes. Who's his guest, though? Of course, when his hand goes up, your mouth goes shut. You know what this means. Yeah. All right. King of Strong Style Shinsuke Nakamura on Monday Night Raw. Full time for the first time in his career, which is surprising. But now he makes his entrance, push him to the moon. He could be another one for that World Heavyweight Championship for sure. He's going to be on Miz TV here. Miz mocking the violin. I do like the all black for Nakamura rather than the red that he would have with some white or, the red and yellow. I mean, I get the Titantron, but, the wardrobe, his outfit, his in-ring attire, I do like the all black. Black does make it stand out a little bit more. Even though some will say, makes you look like you're going to a funeral, but maybe I am. So Nakamura on Miz TV. They could have Miz put over Nakamura. This is the way they're going. I guess he'll do his pose on the ropes. Have a feud with these two. And then Nakamura just continues to get pushed. He's always been on SmackDown. He has. Yeah, there's a few theme songs you can sing along to. His is one of them. Along with Sammy, Seth, and Cody. Welcome to Monday Night Raw, says Miz to Nakamura.
Shinsuke, please have a seat. You don't want WWE NXT champion, United States champion, Intercontinental champion, Royal Rumble winner, and now that you're on Raw, you have an opportunity to become the first ever
World Heavyweight Champion. I think at Backlash, if it ain't going to be a singles match with Seth frickin' Rollins against whoever, they're going to have a triple threat or a fatal four-way. Just keep people on the edge of their seat. Like, oh shit, like they might have this person win, they might have this person win. Nakamura says hi.
That's okay, because you and I know when Triple H said he's looking for a workhorse champion.
Triple H wants a workhorse champion for the World Heavyweight Championship. Talking about me, says The Miz. Nakamura laughs. Miz says he's the biggest star in the company. You'd be a great number two. We can help each other. Ms. K Nakamura. Ms. K. Ms. K? Says Shinsuke. I mean, they had Mizdow. Miz gonna watch Nakamura's back and then turn on him? Yeah, I don't think so. We help each other. What do you say? Nakamura says thanks, but no thanks. More experience than me. Nakamura's on Monday Night Raw. You are the guy. What was the last thing he said? Chisai King Tama? Kind of. Alright. Miz just... Sky King Tama. cheese guy, King Tama.
I love it. It sounds amazing. What's it translate to?
What does it translate to?
It
I'm a piece of shit. Or you got tiny balls? Does it really? The guy with tiny balls. Does it really translate to that? Give me more. And the crowd's chanting it. And then a tiny balls chant erupts for Miz. And then Miz goes after Nakamura, and Nakamura kicks him. Kinshasa. Knee to the face. Yeah, so they're going to, I mean, right now they did it. I mean, they might, moving forward, have Miz and Nakamura work together for a little bit. Have Nakamura go over. That's what, after these results tonight, we'll preview Backlash once again. But with the WWE draft, we'll see who officially is on Raw, who's on SmackDown. And then, at least for Reigns challengers for the Undisputed Universal Heavyweight Championship, see who fits that bill along with the World Heavyweight Championship. Who's going to be in the tournament, and then who's going to be, you know, in the finals and potentially winning big gold at Night of Champions. So still to come tonight, Seth frickin' Rollins and Solo one-on-one. That'll be tonight's main event. However, up next, Omos walking backstage with MVP. He's currently, as they're saying, a free agent, so could be on Raw, could be on SmackDown. You know, he's just that big guy that, like, really can't do a hell of a lot. And it does remind me a lot of, at least for the world title, you know, with Great Khali, and then he had, what's his name by his side. And then, you know, come full circle, MVP was on SmackDown back at that time, too. But then you have Omos, but then with MVP by his side. So, you know, well, funny, but I mean, Omos wrestled Lesnar WrestleMania. Yeah, Brock ended up beating him, but and rightfully so. That was a given. It was still, what's the point of this? But you know, gets Omos over even more. He's still just that big guy, though, man. That, you know, like, just is what it is. He's just there for size. But is what it is. I mean, yeah, we'll see. I mean, seemingly he's going to be facing a jobber. Who knows? And then, is he going to be officially on Raw, officially on SmackDown? They're saying free agent, so that means both. But over the next couple of weeks, month or two, we'll know where these people are going to stand. Because they'll probably just continue to, you know, be on the same brand for the most part, week after week. You know, they're not going to have them flip-flop and do both. You know, because Omos ain't, you know, a top star. You know, they don't need him for both Raw and SmackDown. Not unless they absolutely need somebody to, you know, do this segment, do this match, just to get by. But yeah, we'll see what's next for him. We still got about an hour and 10 left, so we're probably about an hour away, a little less, from the main event beginning, but then also a couple more rounds, it seems like, of the WWE draft. And then, yeah, the main event. So, like I said, then we'll get into preview for Backlash, and then we'll see who's on Raw and SmackDown officially, and see who's going to be challenging Roman Reigns moving forward, and who seemingly is going to be in the World Heavyweight Championship tournament and potentially win big gold once again at Night of Champions. So, just as always, Thanks for tuning in and watching. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe to social media. Links in the description below. Here comes Omos, for what it's worth. Does look like there's a jobber already in the ring. They'll probably have him in that damn tournament. Following contest is going to be a squash match. Scheduled for one fall. MVP by his side. Here comes Omos. He's about 7'3", 7'4". He is a tall motherfucker for sure. Former basketball player. It's no surprise. But Omos is a free agent. So, Raw, NXT, SmackDown, probably Raw. Can't really see him on SmackDown. They could have him go up against Reigns. They could. That would, for Reigns to really get past, you know. Because look, they had Lesnar work Omos. They had Lesnar put over Reigns how much? To piss people off. But then to get Omos over even more, even though he's going to lose. Oh, God. Anthony Alienus. Anthony, I'm going to lose. God. Yeah, have a match, you know, with Roman Reigns defending against Omos. And, yeah, gets Omos over, but Reigns retains. Bell Reigns match on the way. This dude goes right after Omos, but, you know, yeah, no chance. Omos going to beat his ass here in a second. So, a couple punches, couple kicks, but there's a good height difference here by a good foot and a half. Omos into the corner, off the ropes, big boot, that should do it. But they'll give it some time here. He'll continue to beat his ass up. Hashtag WWE Raw. Gonna double choke slam him. Yep. Cover. Count to 40. How about 1, 2, 3? And that does it. Match over. About 45, 50 seconds. If that. Omos continuing the attack. But Omos victorious to a sound of very loud boos, and rightfully so, because he's nothing special. But they have him as a free agent because they don't know what the fuck to do with him. So he wins. Former Raw Underground bodyguard. So we go back to commentary and groundbreaking news last week. Is this the Rollins promo? Oh, this is before that, with Rollins having his eyes on the title. This is Triple H reintroducing the World Heavyweight Championship. Yeah. Roman Reigns on SmackDown and is the Undisputed Universal Heavyweight Champion. The World Heavyweight Championship now going to be on Monday Night Raw. So are they going to show off a graphic for? I mean, they still have draft results to get through, but of a potential tournament. I mean, three weeks of TV of a tournament. To have a match here, match there. To get to Night of Champions, to crown a new champion, whether it be a singles match, triple threat, fatal four-way, 5, 6-way. You know, they might in that last week maybe have some sort of battle royal if it is a triple threat, fatal four-way of some sort, determine the last competitor. So yeah, the World Heavyweight Champions are going to be on Monday Night Raw. There it is. Tournament with the final Night of Champions. So seemingly will be a singles match. There's the Raw War Room again. Who exits? That's Molly Holly. She's one of backstage producers nowadays. And then some of DX. Once again, there's Road Dogg telling us to suck it. So another round of the WWE draft as he took a wrong turn. Coming up next here on Monday Night Raw. So 10 o'clock, yeah. This round, followed by one more, followed by another segment or two in a main event match, and then that does it for Raw. And then Backlash, of course, is Saturday, so be sure to tune back in for that live right here on YouTube. They did a WWE 2K commercial for your ass becalls somebody. Oh, you didn't know? Here comes the road dog. Where's the badass Billy Gunn at? Where's Daddy Ass? I'll get back to that WWE 2K thing here in a minute. But Road Dogg gonna announce picks for Raw. Molly Holly for SmackDown, it looks like, or no, Road Dogg SmackDown. Molly Holly's Raw. Alright. Raw gonna select Braun Strowman and Ricochet gonna be on Raw. So Alpha Academy to SmackDown. Is that gonna be the next pick by Road Dogg here? Shotzi Blackheart gonna be on SmackDown. Alright. She's been on SmackDown. That's nothing new. Bronson Reed gonna be on Raw. So, I mean, there's no Intercontinental Championship match this week. Bronson Reed in the United States Championship triple threat with Theory and Lashley. Theory and Lashley both on SmackDown. SmackDown gonna select. Oh, Pretty Deadly from NXT. Okay. Elton, Prince, and Kit Wilson. Alright. Pretty Deadly gonna be on SmackDown. Well, they're seemingly pretty gay. So, I mean, they could have Bronson Reed and Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship in due time, I think. But then if Bronson Reed win the United States Championship, that's on Raw. You'd have, whoever then from SmackDown have to win the Intercontinental Championship from Gunther, which I don't know who that'd be. So, yeah, that gives for Backlash Theory to retain or Lashley to win. But probably Theory to retain. Here comes the Judgment Day in the meantime. So all rise for Finn and his 14 staples, along with Dom and Priest and the SmackDown Women's Champion to become the Raw Women's Champion, Rhea Ripley. And, of course, Damian Priest in a street fight against Bad Bunny at Backlash this upcoming weekend. Finn's shirt. I laughed so fucking hard when he came out with that on a couple weeks ago. That's just hilarious. Of course, because it goes back to his WrestleMania match against Edge in Hell in a Cell. He busted his head open and had to get 14 staples, so made a fucking t-shirt about it. But yeah, Rhea's defending against Zelina. Priest is in a match against Bad Bunny. Finn's not really not doing anything right now, but he's going to be in that tournament for the world title, I think. And then Dom's still tied up with his dad, Ray, but, they're going to be on SmackDown now, so. I mean, you could have some sort of brand supremacy, Battle of the Brands, Raw versus SmackDown, Ray versus Dom, or, something along those lines, I don't know, but there's a new She's My Mommy t-shirt for Dominic Mysterio for Rhea Ripley. But Judgment Day, going to be on Monday Night Raw, and the Bloodline going to be on SmackDown. Excuse me. So, Square Grace mentioned, I could very well be running the show. Yeah, Finn going to be in contention for that world title. I mean, they're going to continue to push Dom, you know. Not about he's a damn good heel. I don't know about right now, though, for him to win the world title. You know, mid card title, yeah. If anything, you know, Colonel Championship would be good. Um, you know, Priest has been floating around for a while. I mean, he's going to face Bad Bunny in Street Fight Backlash show this weekend. So, all rise for the Judgment Day. So, we'll rise up a little bit for the Judgment Day, and they're on Monday Night Raw, and we'll see what they have to say, and this will probably lead to some sort of match. Your champion, Rhea Ripley. Our champion, Rhea Ripley.
Was there really any doubt who the first draw pick would be, huh?
Mommy's always on top, says Rhea. They're gonna have a day with that. Have a ball with that.
This Saturday at Backlash, Zelina Vega is going to regret everything.
The lighting for their promos, I mean, you can see their shadows in the ring. I mean, just you can tell, you know, they're in a good spot, you know. And Finn to get back to where he once was. Finn Balor's got some bad news for Bad Bunny, so where's Bad News Wade Barrett at? No drafting commentators this year. I'm going to stick to Kevin Patrick and Corey Graves on Raw. I'm going to call him Bad News Wade Barrett on SmackDown. Bad Bunny. So does Damian Priest. Shaving up his beard a little different this week. Don't speak Spanish, so I have no idea what the hell he's saying. What? What? If anybody does, in fact, know what he's saying, let me know in the comments below. This ain't fucking Spanish television. He's cutting this whole promo in Spanish. So I have no idea what the hell he's saying. What? Bad Bunny at Backlash. You'll see and receive your punishment from the Judgment Day. Dom getting booed out of the building says, I can't wait for that, but boos towards Dom. Talk about heel heat. He's over like a motherfucker for sure. Finn saying, let Dom speak. He just needs to talk over it, talk through it. You suck chant towards Dom. They zoom out, zoom back in. He's trying to say I can't wait for that to happen, but because the boos keep getting cuts off. Can't wait till mommy. And Prince, was he going to call him Prince Devitt? Or Prince Balor? Or Priest? Dominate at Backlash. You suck, chant. He's going to say what he just said again. Can't wait till they dominate a Backlash. And then calling out the rest of Mysterio, God El Phantasma, LWO. So they're on SmackDown. This is the last night I'll get to embarrass them. Dom's getting booed for sure. Like, talk about a heavy boo. Like, but he's over. He is. Here comes Ray. Mic in hand. Zelina by his side. With some of the LWO here. Oh, that's right. They said there's going to be a mixed tag match. That's right. With LWO and Judgment Day tonight. That was the other match. Plus more draft picks. And then the main event. Yeah. Whatever the hell that means. Yeah, that ain't happening. That is not fucking happening. Bad Bunny will beat Damian Priest, though, yeah. And then anybody else who's stupid enough to get in Bad Bunny's way. So, yeah, they might get involved in the match. Judgment Day going to get smacked right now. So, yeah, they're trying to get Legado del Phantasma over, you know. Add Ray to the mix, repackage him as the LWO, bring that back. You know, is what it is. Gives them something to do, I guess. So they fade to black. That's it for that. Coming up next, will be the six-person mixed tag team match with the Judgment Day and the LWO. So of that, probably the final round of the WWE draft here in 2023, and then the main event with Seth frickin' Rollins and Sosco, and then that does it for Monday Night Raw. And then we'll see the official results for the draft, go over those, and then who's on Raw, who's on SmackDown officially, who's a free agent, if you will. But then also preview WWE Backlash real quick. So be sure to tune back in on Saturday for WWE Backlash. Here's an Imperium video package. Of course, Gunther, Intercontinental Champion, going to be on Raw now. They could have him, win that world title too, but he, of course, in the meantime, would have to drop the Intercontinental Championship. Bell rings, match underway, and here we go. Judgment Day against the LWL. Dom was going to start off against his dad, but Maria tags herself in, I should say, and walks over to Ray. Hey, you want to go? Let's go. But, mixed tag team match, mixed 6-person tag team match, I should say. Have to be Rhea Ripley against Zelina Vega, of course. They'll face one-on-one for the SmackDown Women's title, which will become the Raw Women's title. For Rhea to retain and win that at Backlash this weekend. Priest tags in, so here comes Santos Escobar. Off the ropes. And then a doubled knee into the corner. Right hand. Chop to the chest. Another right hand, another chop. Off the ropes. Didn't even touch the ropes, actually. There's a kick. Another kick. With a whistle. But then Priest with a right hand to knock him out. And then a right hand to knock out Ray. He's not going to punch Zelina. Priest off the ropes, but then Escobar reverses and actually gets the kick in for himself. Here comes Dom, and a little bit of a botch, but they got it done. Backbreaker on the knee, and then Ray tags in, jumps off the ring apron, and takes out Priest. And now they're going to fight ringside a little bit. He'll roll back in the ring, but it looks like they're going to go to commercial break. Yeah, LWO posing in the ring, and we go to break, so get back to the action shortly. So, yeah, this final 35-40 minutes, we'll see the continuation of this match, the final round of the WWE Draft, and then the main event with Seth Rollins and Solo Sikoa. So I'm just waiting for the final picks. See who's officially on Raw. See who's officially on SmackDown. We'll run through that. We'll preview Backlash. But then overall, who's challenging Reigns, and then who's in the World Heavyweight Championship tournament, and who could potentially win that championship at Night of Champions. which I might add, remember, is also AEW Double or Nothing weekend. It's Memorial Day weekend. Have Night of Champions that Saturday, probably at 1 p.m. Eastern Time here in the States. It's Night of Champions, but it's going to be taking place here in the East Coast at least. In the daytime, in the afternoon. Of course, the morning Breakfast of Champions for everybody out west or in Hawaii. But as, of course, Night of Champions taking place in Saudi Arabia. So, they'll be ahead of us time-wise by about 7 hours, 8 hours. So that's why that is. But, yeah. Night of Champions that Saturday, May the 27th, May 28th. It'll be AEW Double or Nothing. Before then, they stay in the States for a few weeks. Potential new show debut mid-June. And then they'll go up to the Great White North for about a month or so and tour Canada. Of course, continue with Dynamite, Rampage, and rumored new show Collision on Saturday nights. But if they're going to have Dynamite and Collision, they really need to figure out Rampage on Friday nights. Of course, they own Ring of Honor now. That's on Thursdays. Dark Elevation. Who knows what's going to happen there? But, yeah, just a side note with all that. That's what's coming up. Back-to-back days of back-to-back big pay-per-views in pro wrestling. So, of course, AEW seemingly going to have a fatal four-way for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship at Double or Nothing, with MJF defending against the other pillars. Is WWE going to have triple threat fatal four-way, 5-6-way, some sorts, for the newly redesigned World Heavyweight Championship? Who knows? Probably not, because it's a tournament. Should be one-on-one men for the title. But we'll get through all this here in a minute. So back to it. Yeah, 6-person mixed tag match on Raw. When was the last time this happened? Priest off the ropes. Santos, though, with a drop kick. Finn's ringside. He's the only one that ain't legal in this match. Got Priest and Dom Mysterio along with Rhea Ripley taking on Santos Escobar, Rey Mysterio, and Zelina Vega. So Rey's whipping his son's ass again. Rey Mysterio, Dom Mysterio, in this 6-person mixed tag on Monday Night Raw. Rey's got Dom now in the corner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But then Dom escapes, attacks his dad from behind, off the ropes. There's a kick, off the ropes again. Misses on the clothesline, and then Rey with a cover after a crossbody, 1, 2, and then Rhea breaks it up. So here comes Zelina Vega, Rhea with a punch to her. Rhea is going to attack Rey Mysterio now. Rhea has Rey up on her shoulders. And she's going to press him in the air and throw him over the top rope, but then Zelina kicks her knees out from her from behind. So she drops Rey in the ring, and then Zelina sends Rhea over the top rope, back in the ring. Dom with a drop kick to his dad. Tag made. Here comes Damian Priest. Rey moves out of the corner. Shoulder first goes Priest into the ring post. Rey going to kick Priest into the back, into a position for a 619. And they're a swing here off the ropes. Finn's getting involved. Sort of got in the ref's way. Damian Priest still in the 619 position, but Dom Mysterio pulled his dad out. Santos just suicide dive Dom into the announce table. Good sequence here. Rhea now with a drop kick to Santos, but then Zelina with a double knee off the ring apron to Rhea. Back in the ring we go. Kick to the gut from Damian Priest to Rey Mysterio. Now powerbomb, or Razor's Edge, if you will. But then Ray rolls it through into a 619, and off the ropes he goes 619 to the back of Finn, and then Priest now the choke slam from Ray to Ray, over the top rope, back into the ring, cover 1, 2, 3, and Judgment Day wins this 6-person mixed tag match on Monday Night Raw. That was a damn good sequence to end the match. I mean, they got everybody involved, making it look real easy. Yeah, that was good. So, I mean, yeah, that gives, no-brainer, which we already knew anyway. Bad Bunny is going to beat Damian Priest at Backlash. But, they promote that once more. San Juan Street Fight, Bad Bunny, Damian Priest at Backlash Saturday. Maria's going to defend against Zelina. We'll see how much Dom and Finn get involved, along with Rey Mysterio and the rest of the LWO. So, Cody Rhodes laser focused earlier tonight, but they had the face-to-face with him and Brock. He attacked him from behind, but then the security got involved. Nice kick to the cowboy hat, too, getting that out of the way so it didn't get stomped on. But then, security just held him back and nothing happened. They'll still have a match this weekend. Kathy Kelly now backstage with Cody Rhodes as he leaves the building. Is Brock Lesnar in Cody Rhodes' head now? Brock's been in my head. He's still in my head. Brock's a free agent. Cody giving this promo, this interview, back by the trucks. Brock doesn't need me to win this match. Brock Lesnar has to win. So says Cody Rhodes. Cody finishing the story. Well, it's a long story. Cody refuses to go to the back of the line. Not then, not now, not ever. Of course, then they have the Then Now Forever Together slogan on the truck right behind them. They did have that in a good spot. As he was leaving the building. Here's the graphic for Brock Lesnar, Cody Rhodes at Backlash. And more draft picks. There's JBL, going to announce for Monday Night Raw. Who's going to announce for SmackDown? Holla, 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 Teddy Long again. Alright. And then, still to come, the main event, Seth Rollins and Solo Sikoa. Commercial break, and there's SmackDown preview. Shinsuke Nakamura against Karrion Kross. I mean, either or could win. I mean, they're going to make us forget about whoever won or lost it anyway, so it really doesn't matter. Just having it in no DQ then, I guess. Because Nakamura's going to be on Raw, Kross going to be on SmackDown. It's a quick feud. the more I think about it, we'll get into with these full draft results once again, and who's on Raw and who's on SmackDown, and who's going to challenge Reigns, who's going to vie for the World Heavyweight Championship. There's a few that for sure stick out more than others for the titles. So we'll get more into all the fine details with everything there here in a minute. So just need the final round, see who else is going to get drafted here, who's going to be where. There's going to be people left over, of course, here. And then they'll figure something out, in due time. But time being, leave it at that. Not really much else to be said. So just it's a fresh start, Even the last draft, they didn't do this much shake-up. They're really moving people. And rightfully so, they need to. That's what it's supposed to be. So, we'll see here. Backlash press conference before the show. You got press conference before, after. Doesn't matter. Happens like that all the time. Byron Saxton now backstage. Raw Women's Champion Bianca Belair. So they get her on. They're going to interview her and ask her thoughts when they had a fucking video plan for this past week on SmackDown after it happened. Ding dong, hello, Michael Cole gonna be in for one. There's Bayley, Dakota Kai, and Io Sky, Damage Control. Yeah, they're all gonna be on SmackDown. And this goes back to me saying after Bayley had returned late last summer, SummerSlam, maybe by the end of the year, early next year, here we are, May of the following year, she still hasn't won the title. Sometime soon, maybe SummerSlam, she wins the title. Do one full year of it.
She was going to be the unique, talented, competitive athlete that this new division needed. I mean, I was excited to see what she was going to do next. But
All
what
right.
is she going to do? She went and got herself influenced by two females that have done nothing but hold her back. Yeah, I said what I said. So I hope this Saturday gives EO, a little taste of what it feels like to finally step out on her own and finally shine. After I beat her at Backlash.
Bianca saying she's going to beat EO at Backlash. EO cutting a promo in Japanese. Definitely don't know what she's saying.
You don't need to translate. So you and I, we understand each other.
All right. So, yeah, they're on SmackDown, but they're vying for the Raw Women's Championship. That makes perfect sense. But that's the thing with the draft. But then afterwards, yeah. As holla, 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 here comes Teddy Long. He's going to say whoever these draft picks are, they're going to have to go one-on-one with The Undertaker, or they're going to be in a tag team match. That's a guarantee. And now JBL. But they'll switch those titles. They've already switched up the mid-card titles. They need to split the tag team titles now for sure. So yeah, we'll see here. JBL and Teddy Long hug it out. First pick. Final round WWE draft here this year. When are Raw going to select? Shoosh, the Alpha Academy. All right. SmackDown going to select Rick Boogs. Oh, God. He's going to be on SmackDown. By himself. Sharp as a marble, yeah. No. Just Raw going to get an NXT superstar. Who? Katana Chance and Caden Carter. Weren't they the ones that walked up to the NXT Women's Tag Team Champions the other day? And they're going to challenge for those titles tomorrow? And those NXT Women's Tag Team Champs are going to SmackDown? Don't they have a match tomorrow? Yeah. What the fuck? Final pick in the 2023 WWE Draft. SmackDown going to select Cameron Grimes. Going to be the last pick, Mr. Irrelevant. All right, Cameron Grimes going to be on SmackDown. So who didn't get drafted? Who did get drafted is the big question now. Seemingly, yeah, everybody that was eligible Friday night on SmackDown, they've been assigned either Raw or SmackDown. There's Xavier Woods backstage. But then everybody eligible tonight that didn't get drafted would be Akira Tozawa, Angel Garza, and Humberto Carrillo, Baron Corbin, Cedric and Shelton, Dana Brooke, Elias, Emma, Johnny Gargano, but he's currently injured, as is Tommaso Ciampa. But then there's The Way on Raw, but no Gargano. Here comes Solo Sikoa, main event to begin here shortly. It'll be him against Seth frickin' Rollins. We'll get about 15-20 minutes. Nikki Cross, Piper Niven, Riddick Moss, Tamina, Tegan Knox, and Xia Li. That's everybody who didn't get drafted now tonight. As then, of course, after SmackDown, everybody that didn't get drafted, they put on either Raw or SmackDown. Those officially, or as mentioned earlier, the Viking Raiders, along with Dexter, Candace, Maximum Male Models, Natalia, Chelsea Green, Sonya Deville, Apollo Crews, JD McDonough, and Zoe Stark getting called up from NXT. But then Hit Row, Omos, Mustafa Ali going to go down to NXT, Dolph Ziggler, and then Von Wagner. So, commercial break. And okay, now here officially. Here are your full WWE draft results from both nights. We'll begin from this past week on SmackDown. To Monday Night Raw, and then to Friday Night SmackDown, respectively. So, Monday Night Raw, Cody Rhodes, Becky Lynch, Imperium, Matt Riddle, Drew McIntyre, The Miz, Shinsuke Nakamura, Indy Hartwell, along with the Viking Raiders, Candice LeRae, Dexter Lumis, no Johnny Wrestling, no Johnny Gargano, not yet at least, he's currently injured, just mentioned, but also Maximum Male Models, Chelsea Green, Sonya Deville, Natalia, Paul Crews, Jordan Devlin, JD McDonough, with Zoe Stark. Omos on Raw tonight, but currently a free agent. Dolph Ziggler really has been around lately. He's a free agent as well. Mustafa Ali going to go to NXT. Von Wagner, who the hell knows what they'll do with them. On SmackDown, this is everybody from the other night on SmackDown getting drafted. We'll see also on SmackDown. Well, that was everybody on Raw. On SmackDown now, Roman Reigns, Sosco, and Paul Heyman, along with Bianca Belair, Street Profits, Edge, Bobby Lashley, The Club with AJ Styles, Gallows, and Anderson, Damage Control of Bayley, Dakota Kai, and Io Sky, NXT Women's Tag Team Champions, Alba Fire and Isla Dawn. However, Raw just got another Women's Tag Team Champion, or NXT Women's Tag Team, who are challenging for those titles tomorrow night, so how much sense does that make? But then SmackDown's also getting Hit Row and Lacey Evans. To Monday Night Raw now tonight, and to Friday Night SmackDown tonight. Officially on Monday Night Raw, Rhea Ripley, Seth frickin' Rollins, Sami KO, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, The Judgment Day with Finn Balor, Damian Priest, and Dominic Mysterio, with Rhea Ripley as well. Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, The New Day, Trish Stratus, Ronda Rousey, and Shayna Baszler, along with final picks of the WWE draft tonight on Raw Talk after Raw. So that'll just conclude with everybody that I just mentioned a little bit ago that didn't get drafted, for what it's worth. They'll assign them then. Backlash, of course, this Saturday, so they'll probably run through a graphic here in a minute for matches then. If not, we'll go through this shortly. Actually, they're doing it right now. Brock Lesnar, Cody Rhodes at Backlash. Bad Bunny, Damian Priest in a San Juan street fight also at Backlash. We'll have a 6-man tag. The Bloodline taking on Sami KO, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, and Matt Riddle. Those 3 matches are your top 3 matches for sure. Also, well, there's the Raw roster after the WWE draft. Okay. Are they going to show up the SmackDown roster as well following the WWE draft here? Or not? No, they're just cut to Solo. And now about to burn it down, Seth frickin' Rollins. And they'll serenade him with his entrance. So, one-on-one, Seth and Solo. Actually, now less than 15 minutes. I'll probably get about 10 minutes here for the main event with a commercial break right after they start. But in the meantime, everybody else to Raw and SmackDown, respectively. Where did I leave off? With Raw's Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler in the 4th round. So then the 5th and 6th rounds, Alpha Academy is going to Raw. Braun Strowman and Ricochet are going to Raw. Bronson Reed's going to Raw. As they continue to burn it down. The New Day is going to Raw. Trish is on Raw. Did I mention her? Yes, I did. Okay. See, the one list I'm looking at hasn't fully updated yet. So I'm looking off the list of the eligibility and trying to wrap that up. But then everybody has the bell rings, match underway. Seth frickin' Rollins, Host Code, the main event of my Raw here tonight. Everybody going to SmackDown now. That was drafted tonight. Austin Theory, the Usos, along with Charlotte Flair, the LWO, which is basically Rey Mysterio and Roberto Fantasma. Asuka's going to SmackDown, the Brawling Brutes, Cross with Scarlett and LA Knight, along with to SmackDown, Shotzi, along with Rick Boogs, and there were a couple NXT call-ups in that. Yeah, if only that list would fucking update, I'd have a whole list. But oh well, it doesn't matter. WWE Draft 2023 officially now closed, in the books. We'll see if it's back to a yearly thing, 1.5 years, 2 years for a draft or a shakeup, or what the case is. But that's that. Backlash now on Saturday. The main 3 matches are Brock Lesnar, Cody Rhodes, Bad Bunny and Damian Priest, and the 6-man tag team match with the Bloodline, along with Sami KO, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, and Matt Riddle. Also at Backlash this Saturday. Even though Rhea Ripley's now on Monday Night Raw, she'll defend her SmackDown Women's Championship against Zelina Vega. Same goes for Bianca Belair as the Raw Women's Champion. She's on SmackDown now, as is her challenger, Io Sky. But they'll have those matches Then they'll figure it out afterwards. Like I was saying earlier, though, honestly, before the match starts, they should say, hey, this match now is for the Raw Women's Championship, for the Rhea Ripley match, and then for the Bianca Belair match, say this is for the SmackDown Women's Championship. And then whoever wins is your new champion, which technically it'd still be Rhea and Bianca anyway. Rhea's your new Raw Women's Champion, and then Bianca's your new SmackDown Women's Champion. They go to commercial break for the final time on Monday Night Raw. Seth Rollins, Sosco, one-on-one in the main event. When we get back to it, they'll go home and end the first Raw of the new month on the go home for Backlash on Saturday, and then gear up for Night of Champions at the end of the month. But also at Backlash this week, we'll have Seth frickin' Rollins in action against Omos. Match that honestly came out of nowhere. And there's been no build towards it whatsoever, but they're going to have the match. Potential setup for Seth Rollins and Logan Paul, but also Seth Rollins just to get by until he's in this tournament for the World Heavyweight Championship that he very well could win at Night of Champions. Austin Theory also going to defend his United States Championship against Bronson Reed, who's on Monday Night Raw. So he won't win, even though he's been getting pushed a lot lately. See, Imperium, Gunther's on Raw as Intercontinental Champion, so they'd have to have somebody beat him from SmackDown to have that Intercontinental Championship, stay on SmackDown, to have Bronson Reed then win the United States Championship, to have that go to Raw. When Theory's on SmackDown, Bobby Lashley also on SmackDown. So Theory's either going to retain, Lashley to win are the best bets in the United States Championship triple threat. But honestly, you look at it moving forward. Hopefully I don't miss anything there. The 7 matches with 3 that stand out, of course, over the others. Brock Lesnar, Cody Rhodes, Bad Bunny, Damian Priest in the 6-man tag with the Bloodline and Sami KO. And the original bro, Matt Riddle, followed by the 2 women's championship matches, and then, yeah, the United States Championship triple threat and Rollins, Omos. That's right. Okay, that's Backlash for you. And I'll have live watch-along reactions live here on YouTube Saturday night, so be sure to tune back in. But now, officially, moving forward, as the WWE Draft now is over, Backlash Saturday, got Night of Champions coming up at the end of the month, followed by on July the 1st, Money in the Bank, and then SummerSlam August the 5th. Who knows what the schedule is going to look like in the fall for WWE pay-per-views or premium live events, if you will, now. But then on the road to WrestleMania 40 next April. Of course, you have the undisputed Universal Heavyweight Champion, the Big Dog Tribal Chief who sits at the table, Roman Reigns, who to this point, hopefully, we've all acknowledged, should have all acknowledged, I should say. He's on Friday Night SmackDown, so Monday Night Raw now, going to have the newly redesigned World Heavyweight Championship as their main title. I mean, you go down the list here, you really think about it. We'll start with, I guess, Roman Reigns, who can challenge him for the undisputed Universal Heavyweight Championship, even though, you know, he's not going to be losing anytime soon. Honestly, just in alphabetical order. Really no order in particular, but alphabetical order for what it's worth. Challengers for Roman Reigns. As we come back from break in the meantime, Seth frickin' Rollins and Sosco one-on-one with about 5 minutes to go. Heyman ringside, so we'll see if the Usos come out, try to screw over Solo, because, of course, he wasn't there for them earlier. Draft ticker now on the bottom of your screen once again with results from the draft. Hashtag WWE Raw, hashtag WWE Draft. And once again, thank you for tuning in and watching. Be sure to tune back in Saturday for WWE Backlash. Subscribe, red subscribe button, notification bell next to it as well to stay up to date. But for Roman Reigns' upcoming title defenses, some challengers in alphabetical order. We'll go AJ Styles. I get Austin Theory's right now United States Champion, but then there's also Bobby Lashley. You can have one, if not both. Who knows what's up with Bray Wyatt. You have Edge. They could do that again potentially. Karrion Kross stands out for sure, especially under Triple H. Karrion Kross, Roman Reigns. Yeah. dummy, yeah, let me talk to you too, LA Knight. But I feel like LA Knight's going to be putting a thing with Austin Theory for the United States Championship. I think that would make a lot of sense. They could have Rey Mysterio go up against Roman Reigns. You know, Reigns to take out a Hall of Famer, for God's sakes. And then the Bloodline, the Judgment Day work together with Dom, you know, hating his deadbeat dad. I can relate. But, you know, there's Sheamus as well. You know, he's been around. They've done that before. So there's some names for Reigns, of course. I mean, right off the bat, Night of Champions. I mean, yeah, you're probably looking at Bobby Lashley, Karrion Kross potentially. I think Kross could be a long feud for Reigns. You know, with more than a 2-3 week build. Because Lashley could go right from Theory to Reigns in a month. And that would work. But yeah, I mean, everybody on SmackDown that could vie for a spot to challenge Roman Reigns for the Undisputed Universal Heavyweight Championship in alphabetical order. The AJ Styles, Austin Theory, Bobby Lashley, who knows what's up with Bray Wyatt. Cameron Grimes makes sense for the United States Championship as well. Have Austin Theory, Cameron Grimes, LA Knight, of course. Grimes and Knight have history in NXT. But no, yeah. People to challenge Reigns, AJ Styles, Austin Theory, Bobby Lashley, Bray Wyatt if he's coming back, Edge, Karrion Kross, Rey Mysterio, and Sheamus. For Austin Theory, the United States title, you're looking at him defending against, I mean, Butch, if they would have him go back to Pete Dunne, but Cameron Grimes, LA Knight, Rollins saying to Solo, hey, is that all you got, or are you just Roman Reigns as a little bitch? So Solo fighting back. We got about a minute left. So Solo just continuing to beat up Rollins here. I'm going to go attack the ref in the corner. He's pin him in the corner. But yeah, they got to go home here. They're running short on time. They're going to fight ringside now. So that, honestly, I think really be it for that. Now you go to Monday Night Raw. Got the World Heavyweight Championship. You got a tournament coming up. 8-man, probably. Have the finals at Night of Champions. Rollins gearing up for a curb stomp here. Here come the Usos walking down the ramp in the meantime, as they're now in the ring, and they'll attack Rollins, and the bell rings, and this match ends in disqualification. So he was going to super kick Solo. He was going to stomp him. But all hell's broken loose. Closing credits. Here come Sami KO and the original Bro. And, of course, this leads into Backlash for the 6-man tag they're going to have on Saturday. And that does it for Monday Night Raw tonight. So WWE Draft in the books. Good episode of SmackDown last Friday night. Good episode of Raw tonight. So just overall, with all that being said, we'll go home here in a second as well. I just want to wrap up, finish off by saying, here's everybody who I thank, along with thank you for tuning in and watching once again. And be sure to tune in for Backlash on Saturday. But here's everybody who I think is potentially going to be in this World Heavyweight Championship tournament, and potentially very well could win the World Heavyweight title at Night of Champions at the end of the month. And we'll go in alphabetical order once again. Cody Rhodes, Drew McIntyre, Finn Balor. I would say Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, but of course they're tag team champions right now. You have Once again, Reigns on SmackDown, Theory on SmackDown. So the Undisputed Universal Heavyweight Champion and the United States Championship on the blue brand. We'll have the World Heavyweight title and the Intercontinental title on Raw. Honestly, who can challenge Gunther real quick before we get to the World Championship scene? Corbin. More so than not Bronson Reed, if anybody. Because they could have Gunther make his way up to the world title. He's going to have to drop the Intercontinental Championship first. Gargano along with Ciampa makes sense for the Intercontinental title as well. They're both hurt right now, but then if they come back, maybe there's a tag team as DIY. They need to split the tag team titles as well. I always have that look like, hey, why do I need this, or why do I have the SmackDown tag team championship? Even though we're the Undisputed Tag Team champs, why do I have this after we just got drafted to Raw? And they just split those because they're doing everything else, shaking it all up, and rightfully so. About damn time, much needed refresh for sure. And they really did shake things up, surprisingly. It is, for the time being on paper, changing the game. As they said beforehand, that this draft will, in fact, change the game. Now, moving forward, we'll see how it all unfolds. But, yeah. You'll have the women's titles switch. You'll have your Undisputed Universal Heavyweight Champion from Reigns, along with the United States Champion Austin Theory on SmackDown. The new World Heavyweight Champion and the Intercontinental Champion Gunther on Monday Night Raw. But, also moving on. That's probably about it for the Intercontinental Championship. So Gunther's probably going to be holding that title for a little while longer. But for the world title tournament that they're going to have, and then the Crown Champion, Night of Champions, May the 27th, in alphabetical order, no particular order, just alphabetical order. Don't go any which way. Even though there is somebody who just wrestled in the main event on Raw tonight who stands out more so than not among everybody else for sure. Along with one other that also main evented in a WrestleMania main event match last month. So yeah, we go from these are participants, I think, who are going to be in the World Heavyweight Championship tournament and very well could win the World Heavyweight Championship and Night of Champions. In alphabetical order as follows: Cody Rhodes, Drew McIntyre, Finn Balor. Like I said, I'd say Owens and Zayn, but they're tag team champions right now. Matt Riddle, The Miz, Seth frickin' Rollins, and Shinsuke Nakamura. Is that 8? Is that 8 for sure? Cody, Drew, Finn, Riddle, Miz, Rollins, and Nakamura make 7. So they'll probably have somebody else. Bronson Reed, maybe, since they're high on him. If it ain't Gunther, just for the hell of it, even though he's Intercontinental Champion, maybe they hold off on the Intercontinental title for a couple weeks. Brock Lesnar's a free agent. I wouldn't be surprised they have Lesnar win that world title. Of course, you could split some tag teams up just for the sake of that as well. So that gives you, Braun Strowman and Ricochet. That also gives you... Well, you can't forget about, the rest of Judgment Day as well, from Finn Balor, who I mentioned, to Damian Priest, Dominic Mysterio. But then if Gargano would come back, Ciampa would come back, there's them. I think in the finals, it's going to depend on how it gets matched up. How a bracket looks. If they do 8, Of course, you're going to have 4 on the left and 4 on the right. And you'll have your first rounds, you'll have your second rounds, third rounds, so on and so forth, with your semis until you get your championship. And they got 3 weeks to do that because these drafted rosters now for both Raw and SmackDown take effect next week on Raw. So these matches should only be on Raw because the World Heavyweight Championship is going to be on Raw. Nobody from SmackDown should be in this damn tournament. Even though I could see them adding somebody to the mix just for the hell of it. I think you know, Cody's a good pick. People are gonna be pissed because, well, they already are. They didn't beat Reigns, but to continue the story, you still got to finish the story. They're gonna say, you know, well, here's a close second consolation prize, and they'll be pissed about that. It's like, can you be happy about fucking anything? You know, because if not, just shut the fuck up. But yeah, Cody makes sense for the world title for sure. As does Drew McIntyre, Finn Balor. I mean, it's everybody I'm naming off. I mean, they might have J.D. McDonough, Jordan Devlin in this tournament. You know, segment. He might be a good opponent for Gunther too, I might add. He had some kick-ass theme music down in NXT a few years back. I don't know if he still uses it or not because I don't watch NXT anymore. But seems like unless it was just tonight, they're gonna have Miz put over Nakamura. So yeah, it looks like it's gonna be Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes. Can't forget about Logan Paul though if they do something there. That'd just be for eyeballs. Do not have him win the world title. No. Dude is just him and his brother, Logan and Jake Paul. There's not even a right word to put to them. They're damn good heels, I'll give them that, and they're annoying heels. But they're just seemingly in it for the fame. You know, I've said it before, you know, Logan Paul's only in WWE here because he can't fucking box. And his brother Jake Paul's only in boxing because he can't fight in MMA. Plain and simple, end of story, okay? I don't want to hear it. The drink of Prime is good. Yeah, I'll give them that. They're good business moguls, icons, good businessmen, but they're just fucking popular. You know, they're fucking fad. Okay, that's all they are. So yeah, with that being said, watch out for Drew McIntyre, but I'd revisit what they did from WrestleMania to Backlash to Hell in a Cell last year, before Cody Rhodes tore his pec, and then of course came back and won the Royal Rumble main event at WrestleMania. Still trying to finish the story. I'd go back Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship on Monday Night Raw. At least get to that point, maybe by SummerSlam. You know, you're going to have Money in the Bank in the middle after Night of Champions. Of course, you still got Backlash this weekend. Cody, if they're going to have him finish the story and, you know, have him be one to beat Reigns potentially for one of the two titles, the WWE Championship, not the Universal title, not both of them, not the Undisputed title. Reigns is nearing 1,000 days. He hasn't lost in almost 3 years. There's really no sense to have him fucking lose at this point. Just have him keep winning. People are going to bitch about it one way or another. But Cody doesn't need to win Money in the Bank. He doesn't. I mean, you really look at this list now from everybody on Raw and everybody on SmackDown to potentially win Money in the Bank. I'd honestly probably have somebody win it on Raw, because then that gives you, you know, a reason to be on the edge of your seat even more. okay, who's going to cash in on this newly redesigned new champion with the World Heavyweight Championship? And, you know, whoever would win Money in the Bank could very well cash in and have successful cash in and become World Heavyweight Champion, because, you know, if it's going to be somebody for SmackDown catching on Roman Reigns, unless it's for just WWE Championship, you know damn well he ain't fucking winning. And this is all, I'm just thinking off the top of my head right now. I mean, I might be, you know, saying this, saying that, and saying what the fuck sticks, but, you know, just true to an extent, true to a point here in my eyes. I mean, everybody has their own thoughts and opinions. Let me know in yours in the comments below. But I mean, you're looking at potential Money in the Bank winners now. Yeah, everybody's going to say Cody Rhodes. He does not need fucking Money in the Bank. The story's already there to be told, okay? No. Especially if Rollins wins the world title, there's that story to be told again too. No, you don't need to have him cash in Money in the Bank, for God's sakes. And then he just, you know, got done with Roman Reigns. The story is there too. Cody Rhodes does not need to win Money in the Bank. He does not need to win Money in the Bank this year. No. Dominic Mysterio would be a good choice. You know, he's over like Rover. Talk about heel heat, man. Jesus Christ. Dom would make sense for sure. Finn. They could have Logan Paul do it just for the hell of it. And then, oh, he's here. He's Money in the Bank. No, you don't need to have him one either, because then he's a fucking draw when he shows up. You need to have somebody that's going to be there all the time to have Money in the Bank. I said it a couple years ago. Matt Riddle. Matt Riddle for Money in the Bank. You have Rollins winning again if he doesn't win the world title. Nakamura would make a lot of sense if they're going to push him to the moon on Monday Night Raw. Yeah. Dummy, yeah, let me talk to you too. LA Knight on SmackDown. Then the thing is too, Money in the Bank, well, can be cashed in on any champion. You know, as I was just saying though, you know damn well whoever from SmackDown wins it, cash in on Reigns, they're going to fucking lose it. No, just don't even go there. You're giving it away automatically. But if it were somebody from, you know, SmackDown, AJ would make sense coming back. You know, Theory won it last year. Cameron Grimes going to the moon. Dummy, yeah, let me talk to you once again, LA Knight. Maybe give Edge one last run with it. You know, he was one of the first ones. Karrion Kross for Money in the Bank, yeah. That makes sense too, with the TikTok, with the sand timer and the card. Yeah, Kross would make sense for Money in the Bank. Of course, Sheamus has won it before. You know, Bray could play mind games with it for sure. You know, if he's coming back, but you know, there's nothing with the draft with him. So, just we'll see what happens. You know, we got Backlash coming up this weekend, followed by Night of Champions on May the 27th. So 3 weeks from Saturday. A Memorial Day weekend. We'll also have AEW All Out that weekend as well, the following day. July the 1st, Money in the Bank, August 5th, SummerSlam. So be sure to keep an eye out for upcoming videos. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Go check out older videos. Just overall, though, like, follow, and subscribe, and hope to see everybody now on Saturday for WWE Backlash Live Watch Long Reactions live right here on YouTube with myself, your host, Encyclopedia Sports, Koi and Luke 96. So with that being said, that'll do it for myself, your host, Encyclopedia Sports, Koi and Luke 96, live right here on YouTube tonight for the conclusion of the WWE Draft. So once again, thank you for tuning in and watching. Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments below, and hope to see everybody now on Saturday for WWE Backlash.